YouTube, welcome back. As you saw in the beginning, we are doing a drag build from a wheel spin. I'd like to credit this idea to Dubs, I guess. He's done something similar. Not where I got the idea, I'll link him below, but no, I got the idea. I've done it many times on TikTok. People have commented asking me to do it. I realize that he's done something similar. I haven't watched it, but I'd like to give credit where credit is due, so I'll link him in below. Without further ado, our car that we have is a Volkswagen Das Autos, and we are gonna tune it for a drag race to see how fast we can make it. This is gonna be an interesting first build. So without further ado, the first thing we always do when tuning our cars is we check other cars of the same kind to see what the maximum horsepower we can give it is. And it's looking like 719 is the highest we've seen, so probably 719 horsepower is going to be the most we can give it. So let's hop into customizing. Okay, perfect. There's our 719 horsepower. Save and install. Perfect. And now we get to get into the fun part, which is fine tuning. This is what makes the car's speed different, because anyone can do that to a car and figure out how to add the most horsepower, but it's the actual tuning that is a little bit difficult. So as always, drop it to 20 PSI for our racing. That is standard, and then it's already looking like our gearing ratio is pushed out pretty far, so I don't know how much speed we're gonna get from this car. Aerodynamics towards speed. I feel like our ride height we want lower in the rear. That might give us a bit more speed. It did, just a little bit. And then as always, acceleration 100%, deceleration 0%, and then I'm gonna try 60% diff, and we're gonna go drive this thing and see what kind of speed we get out of it. So I will cut to when we're there. Okay, let's see if we hit that 221 and what it's cornering like mostly too. It sounds super cool, like a dental drill. But I really wanna mostly see its handling. That's gonna be one of the big, it slips a lot. Wow, it is not a good handling car. It's okay, we can work around that. That's interesting. Maybe we have to bump the tire pressure down a little bit more. I'm gonna fiddle around with the gearing of everything a little more after I test this out, and I will cut to show you guys what I got. This is just our initial drive with it, and I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. This would be a good drift build, I think, but I think in the way of racing, it's not really what we're looking for. We're probably gonna hit our 222. Ooh, not after that little stunt. Okay, well, we got a bit of work to do, so I'm gonna, we did hit 222. So I'm gonna do some fine tuning, and I will cut to what I figured out for it. Okay, so I wasn't able to get that much speed. I got an extra mile per hour, which isn't too bad, I guess, but I dumped the PSI down to 17.5. Gearing, I fiddled around. This is where I spend a majority of my time. Again, you guys can copy this if you, for some reason, want this build. If we go over to the aero, didn't touch that. It was the springs and the alignment. The alignment I brought down to -1 and -1.5 to hopefully help us turn a little better, and I dropped the tire pressure as well. And then the diff I bumped down to 55%. So we're gonna apply, and we're gonna do our drag race to see how it kind of handles in there. Very interested to see. I'll cut to when we start. Okay, and I think we're gonna do our little loop because that's our signature. That's what we do in every race. So we're gonna back up. I wonder how this car is gonna handle. Because it was very sketchy on the highway race to start with. Its acceleration though isn't bad. Like, we're already up over 140. And it looks like we're catching. It's gonna be that big corner is the telltale sign of whether we're gonna win the race or not. Because as you know, everyone slows down on that corner. If we can stick it and even skid across the lanes, then it was a good build. But I think as long as we can also hit 220-ish miles per hour, it was also a good race, because 223, if you didn't see, was the maximum this car was supposed to go. And this is gonna be our moment of truth right here. It actually, like, okay, I know I hit the rail, but it didn't want to spin at all. We slowed down a little, and that was perfect for it. So I think that's it. I think this is the best build we can have for it. And as always, at the end of every video, we're going to also see if we can get to drift at the festival. So I'll be back when we hit the festival. Okay, so instead of the festival, I decided to go to Fortune Island because this is a little bit of a more fun track to drift down. So I guess we're just going to see what kind of score we can squeeze out of this. I haven't done this Fortune Island drift track in so long, so this is going to be very interesting. I also don't have my score turned on, so I don't know if we're going to be able to see what we get from this. But I mostly just want to see how capable it is of making it down the whole way. I also haven't drifted on controller in so long too. In these videos, I use my controller because it allows me to focus and talk while actually recording the gameplay. So that was not too bad. It's definitely not a drift build. My tire pressure is probably way too low for that. But this is it's a good drag car. Like, for the class of car that this was in, I could see why we were able to catch up, because I don't know, it was significantly faster than I thought it was gonna be. The fact that it hit 230 miles per hour. Anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap up my video as we're finishing this drift down here. So as always, thank you so much for hanging in here and watching. Let me know if you made it to the end. Comment pineapples, turn on those bell notifications. Thank you so much for 150,000. Blows my mind. Thank you for all the love and support and all the comments. You guys are the best, and we will see you guys in the next video. I'm just gonna let this drift play out, and you guys can watch me fail or possibly make it.